Chelsea fans, get ready. This is big. Blue Army, are you sitting down? Because what is happening at Cobham right now is pure madness in the best way possible. Xabi Alonso is not playing games. He is building something. And with just days to go before the Fulham derby, the whole club is buzzing with excitement, tension, and big decisions. This is the moment we have been waiting for. A new manager, a rebuilt squad, a London derby to kick off the season, and a travelling squad list that tells us so much about where this team is heading. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let us walk through everything happening at Chelsea right now. Training ground drama, squad splits, fitness news, big selection calls. It is all here, and by the end of this piece you will know exactly what to expect when Chelsea walk out at Craven Cottage. Are you ready to dive in? Let us go. A big week at Cobham. Chelsea are in the final stretch of pre-season. The Premier League opener is almost here, and it is not just any game. It is a West London derby against Fulham at Craven Cottage. Derby games always carry extra weight. There is no easy way to open a season, but there is something special about doing it against your neighbours. Bragging rights matter from day one. Under Xabi Alonso, training has taken on a new intensity. This is his first real week building toward a competitive match that actually counts. Pre-season friendlies are useful, but now it is real. Now it matters, and you can feel that shift in how the squad is working at Cobham. Alonso has been sharpening his group, he has been testing shapes, he has been managing fitness. And most importantly, he has been making hard decisions about who travels and who does not. Let us talk about one of the biggest headlines from this week. Chelsea have split their squad into two separate training groups. Two groups, one big message. Chelsea have a huge squad. Too huge, if we are being honest. So Alonso has done what many top managers do when the numbers get out of control. He has created two training groups. Group 1 is the core group. This is where you find your first team stars. Cole Palmer, Reece James, Moises Caicedo, new marquee signing Morgan Rogers. These are the players building the identity of this Xabi Alonso side. This is the group getting the tactical work, the shape drills, and the match preparation. Group 2 is a different story. This is the group some fans are already calling the exiled group. Big names sit in this second group, including Nicholas Jackson, Liam Delap, and Mykhailo Mudryk. These players are training away from the main group. They are not part of the plans for Fulham. Why does this matter so much? Because two of those names, Jackson and Delap, are reportedly being prepared for a move away from Stamford Bridge before the September transfer deadline. Training separately from the first team is often a clear signal in football. It usually means a farewell is coming. Think about that for a moment. These are players who have worn the Chelsea shirt with pride. Now they find themselves on the outside looking in as a new manager builds his own vision for the club. Does this feel harsh? Maybe. But this is football. New manager, new era, new choices. Alonso is not sentimental. He is building a squad around the players he trusts to deliver his football. So here is a question for you. Do you think Jackson and Delap can fight their way back into the picture before the window shuts? Or is their Chelsea story already coming to an end? Drop your thoughts, because this is exactly the kind of debate that makes football so much fun. The travelling squad for Fulham. Now let us get into the part everyone wants to see. The predicted 20-man travelling squad for the Fulham clash. This squad tells its own story. It is condensed, it is focused. And it reflects exactly what we just talked about, with the exiled group left out completely, and Wesley Fofana missing through suspension carried over from last season. Here is how the squad is expected to look. Goalkeepers Robert Sanchez is set to be the man between the posts. Mike Penders is the backup option, ready to provide competition and depth in that position. Defenders. This is where things get interesting. Reece James is back and expected to feature heavily, even after returning late following World Cup duty. Maxence Lacroix, the new arrival from Crystal Palace, is in the mix. Levi Colwill, back from a long injury layoff, looks ready to anchor the defence. Jorel Hato and Marco Palestra round out the group of starting candidates. On the bench, Chelsea have options in Pep Chavaria, Malo Gusto, and Josh Akiampong. That is a lot of quality sitting in reserve, which shows just how deep this defensive unit has become. Midfielders Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo remain the engine room of this team. Alongside them, Morgan Rogers is expected to play a central role just behind the front line. Cole Palmer completes that group of starting candidates, and Chelsea fans know exactly what he can do when he gets going. The bench in midfield is stacked too. Romeo Lavia, Dario Isugo and Valentin Barco are all there, ready to be called upon. Forwards up top, Pedro Neto and Joao Pedro lead the line as starting candidates. Backing them up are Danny Welbeck, Jamie Gittins, and Giovanni Quenda. Take a moment to look at that list again. This is a squad packed with talent from front to back. Even the bench options could start for plenty of Premier League clubs. That is the kind of depth Chelsea are building under Alonso, so here is a question worth asking. With this much quality on the bench, how long can any player really feel safe about their starting place? Competition like this pushes everyone to work harder, and that can only be good news for Chelsea fans. Morgan Rogers front and centre. Let us talk about Morgan Rogers for a second because his role in this squad says everything about where Chelsea are heading. Rogers arrived this summer as a British record signing, and expectations are sky high. Reports suggest he is set to play a central role just behind Joao Pedro, who has now taken over the famous number 9 shirt. Think about what that means. A big money signing, trusted from day one to play centrally in a key attacking role, supporting a striker who is being backed to lead the line as Chelsea's main man up top. That is a strong statement of intent from Alonso. Rogers has reportedly spoken about the excitement of reuniting with Cole Palmer at Chelsea, and now we get to see that partnership tested in a real competitive fixture. Two of England's brightest attacking talents working together in Alonso's system. Does that excite you as much as it excites us? A midfield and attack built around young, hungry, technically gifted players is exactly the kind of foundation that can carry a club through a long season. Danny Welbeck's fitness boost here is a piece of good news for Chelsea fans. Danny Welbeck has shrugged off a minor training knock and is set to travel with the squad for the Fulham game. Welbeck is expected to be the primary backup attacking option. For a squad that already looks strong up front, having an experienced head like Welbeck available as cover is a real bonus. He brings know-how and composure that can be priceless in tight moments during a long season. Alonso reportedly confirmed this fitness news himself during his pre-match press conference, and it is one more piece of a very healthy-looking squad heading into match day 1. Levi Colwill is back and ready. One of the best stories heading into this season is the return of Levi Colwill. Colwill spent much of last year recovering from an ACL tear, one of the toughest injuries any footballer can face. Now, at just 23 years old, he has completed a full pre-season and looks ready to start against Fulham. This is huge for Chelsea. Colwill is a talented young defender, and having him back at full fitness gives Alonso another strong option at the heart of defence. Recovering fully from an ACL tear and coming through a whole pre-season without setback is no small achievement. It shows real discipline and hard work behind the scenes. Welcome back, Levi. Chelsea fans everywhere will be delighted to see him line up again. Absentees to watch. Every squad has players who are missing, and Chelsea are no different heading into this game. Wesley Fofana is serving a suspension that was carried over from the final game of last season, so he will not be available for selection against Fulham. Aaron Anselmino is out with a hamstring injury. Jordan Henderson and Emmanuel Omega are also on the sidelines as fringe players not involved in this squad. It is worth noting that outside of these specific cases, Alonso described the group as having a relatively clean bill of health heading into the derby. For a manager building a new era at the club, having most of his key players fit and available is exactly the start he would want. Tactical shapes taking form. Now let us talk tactics, because this is where things get really interesting for anyone who loves the details of the game. Chelsea's build-up to this fixture has included plenty of experimenting under Alonso. During pre-season, he tested a fluid 4-2-3-1 formation. Then, in the final pre-season friendly, a 3-1 win over Real Sociedad, he tried a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 structure. That flexibility tells us something important. Alonso is not locking himself into one rigid system. He is building a squad that can adapt, shift shape, and respond to different opponents. That kind of tactical flexibility can be a real weapon over the course of a long Premier League season. The Reece James factor. Captain Reece James deserves his own spotlight here. He returned to training late after his World Cup duties, but reports say he has been working across multiple roles, including right wing back and central midfield. Think about what that versatility gives Alonso. A captain who can slot into defence or push forward into midfield gives the manager options that most teams simply do not have. James has always been a player capable of changing a game from almost any position on the pitch, and it looks like Alonso plans to make full use of that this season. How exciting is it to think about James roaming across midfield one week and locking down the right side of defence the next? That kind of versatility from your captain sets the tone for the whole squad. Joao Pedro and the famous number 9. Let us give this the attention it deserves, because it really is a big deal. Joao Pedro has officially been handed the legendary number 9 shirt at Chelsea. This comes after an outstanding season where he scored 20 goals, followed by 8 more goals during pre-season. Those numbers speak for themselves. Carrying the number 9 at a club like Chelsea comes with history and pressure. It is a shirt that has been worn by some of the club's greatest ever strikers. Now it belongs to Joao Pedro, and he is set to spearhead the attack alongside Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers this season. That front line, Pedro, Palmer and Rogers, has the potential to be one of the most exciting attacking trios in the Premier League this season. Pace, movement, creativity, and finishing all rolled into one unit. Do you believe Joao Pedro can live up to the weight of that shirt number? With the form he showed last season, he certainly looks ready for the challenge. Building toward match day. 1. Everything we have covered here, the training group split, the travelling squad, the fitness updates, and the tactical experiments, all points toward one thing. Chelsea are building carefully and intentionally toward their season opener. This is Alonso's first real test in charge for a competitive match that matters. A West London derby against Fulham is never simple, no matter what shape either squad is in. But Chelsea look ready. The core group has been training hard together. The fitness news is largely positive, and the squad depth on show is genuinely exciting for anyone who supports this club. New manager, new era, new style of play still taking shape, and a fixture list that opens with local pride on the line. So Chelsea fans, here is the big question for you. Which player from this travelling squad are you most excited to watch step out at Craven Cottage? Is it the returning Levi Colwill, finally back after his long injury battle? Is it new boy Morgan Rogers, ready to link up with Cole Palmer for the first time in a real match? Or is it Joao Pedro, carrying the weight of the number 9 shirt into a new season? Let us know what you think, because this squad has given us plenty to talk about. Final word: Chelsea are entering a new chapter. Xabi Alonso has made his choices clear. The exiled group sits away from first-team plans. Fofana is missing through suspension. But the core squad heading to Craven Cottage is packed with talent, depth, and real excitement for what is coming. This derby is more than just 3 points. It is a statement of intent for the season ahead. A chance for Alonso to show Chelsea fans exactly what his vision looks like when it matters. Monday night, Craven Cottage, West London, bragging rights on the line. Chelsea fans, are you ready for kickoff? Make sure you are watching, because this season opener could set the tone for everything that follows. Come on, Chelsea.